B Squad? Welcome back to another episode of VGIRL TV. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to my canal, the YouTube. And I am super excited to be back. And I'm also super excited because I am no longer pregnant. Your girl is no longer pregnant. If you follow me on my social media, you already know that I had my baby. I had a girl. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience here in Panama giving birth. Yeah, let's get into it. So guys, I am currently in the hospital. I am scheduled to give birth at 5 p.m. today. I'm having contractions, but nothing too crazy. There's one coming right now. So yeah, it's just a waiting game. Baby girl is on her way. She's in there moving like crazy. So if you follow me on Instagram, you already know that your girl is no longer pregnant. I had my baby, and I'm super excited to no longer be pregnant. Okay, don't get me wrong, pregnancy is definitely a blessing. Having children is a blessing, but that doesn't mean that the process to get the baby here is something that I personally enjoyed. Yeah, no. For those of you who did not know or don't know, well, I'm gonna give you a brief explanation on how it went down, okay? How did your girl, what your girl went through, okay, to bring my little princess to this world. My due date was March 29th. So I was supposed to have her on March 29th. My boyfriend, aka my baby daddy, was supposed to be here on the 26th under the assumption that she was going to come on her due date. I assumed that she was going to come on her due date because Amir came on his due date. And yeah, I know that they say 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after, but I was just like, you know, what are really the chances of that happening to me? Yeah, joke was on me. The joke was on me. The joke was on me. Basically, what happened was I was sleeping in my bed. Actually, Amir was, I don't know, he's been very like, feeling very like emotional. He was very emotional. And he was sleeping with me. He was in my bed. He wanted to stay with me. And I woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I just felt like I had to go to the bathroom. So when I went to the bathroom, guys, this might be a little bit TMI. This might be a little bit of TMI. I noticed that there was like some wet spots in my underwear or whatever. And I was just like, is this pee or is this like liquid? Because, you know, for me, I never experienced my water breaking. I didn't go through that when I was with Amir. Amir came at 40 weeks and I had to get induced. I had to having contractions and all that. So my experience with the first time around and my experience with my little princess, my experience with my prince and my experience with my princess was two different experiences. So, and plus it was like 12 years ago. So this whole thing was just like new to me. I was just like, what is this, right? Because my doctor told me if you experience any liquid, any leaking, make sure you call, blah, blah. So I'm like, dang, should I call? So I called my doctor and she happened to be up. And I'm like, hey, you know, I don't know what's going on. This was like the 13th. No, this was the 12th. Yeah, this was the 12th, so Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. And I was just like, I called her, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I have like, if I peed on myself or is this some kind of the liquid that she was telling me about. I'm really not sure what's going on. And she was just like, okay, well, what does it look like? What does liquid look like? I'm just like, I don't know, my pants are just wet. But it's not like wet a lot, it's just like a little bit of wet. So I was kind of like confused. She was like, listen, go to the hospital. It's better to be safe than sorry. We're gonna go to the hospital. And when you go to the hospital, they're gonna check you out. So I didn't think that I was prepared. I was about to have my baby. Like, I literally just my father picked me up, my mom and my dad picked me up, and I just went in the car. And my dad's like, are you gonna bring the baby bag? Or are you gonna bring your hospital bag? And I was just like, no, for what? I'm just gonna get checked out. He was like, just bring the hospital bag. And I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll bring the hospital bag. Not thinking anything, like I really did not think anything. So I went, well, I didn't go. My mom went in, the hospital bag was at the door. We got the hospital bag, because remind you, my baby daddy couldn't be here. Well, he wasn't here because he was supposed to come on 26th, and this kind of happened out of nowhere, right? So we got the hospital bag, and then when we left to go to the hospital, went to labor and delivery, because that's where I was told I had to go. And when they checked me, they were like, okay, you're leaking fluids. And I was just like, what does that mean? So they start to check me. So then once she tells me that I'm leaking fluid, they call the doctor. You know, the doctor was like, okay, well, let's check to see if you're having contractions. I was having contractions on the monitor. Like the monitor was literally showing that I was having contractions, but I didn't feel anything crazy. Like I was expecting to feel the level of pain that I felt when I went into labor with Amir, and this situation was completely different. So when people say no two pregnancies are the same, believe them, because your girl was lost, okay? Totally confused. I didn't know anything, okay? So 24 hours went by. Your girl was contracting. They even gave me medication to like speed it up. Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing happened for those 24 hours. And then, remind you, I'm still like leaking these fluids. And then I was just like, okay, I have a decision that I have to make. It wasn't a decision that I really wanted, but hey, it had to be done. My baby was born on that Tuesday, sorry. My baby was born on that Tuesday, and she was 8 pounds, 4 ounces, okay, 19 inches, and she is so cute, okay? She's the cutest little thing ever. I love my little daughter. And Amir loves his little sister. I just love my kids. Can you tell I'm like so emotional right now? Anyway, hospital stay, the food, okay? Let's talk about hospital food. I don't know anyone who likes hospital food, okay? But they did their best. The food at the hospital was okay, okay? I actually gave birth at Punta Pacifica Hospital. For those of you who have not watched any of my prior videos and you know you weren't keeping up, yeah, I had my baby at Punta Pacifica, which is in Panama City, Panama, okay? One of the best hospitals. They are affiliated with Johns Hopkins in the United States of America. And they're actually one of the best hospitals here in Panama. So, as far as the food was okay. Okay, I had little mashed potatoes, very like bland food, because as you guys remember, I was, had gestational diabetes, quote unquote, but it was manageable because I wasn't taking medication or anything for it. I just watched my mouth pretty much. So a lot of the food that they gave me was like diabetic food until after I had the baby. Then it was just like, okay, food still tastes terrible. And well, I don't want to say it was terrible. It wasn't that bad, but it definitely wasn't 5-star. Okay, it was not given 5-star. Okay, everything happened like really, really fast. My mom went into the delivery room with me. I had her via C-section. Like I said, it's not something that I wanted, but it's something that had to be done. Whatever. I don't really want to hear any judgments. Keep your negativity to yourself, okay? The staff was super sweet. They were so nice. They were caring. They made me feel very welcome. The room was super clean. Where I was when I first got to the hospital wasn't the same place that I was at after I had the baby. So I was actually in one part of the room, which it wasn't like a labor and delivery room. It was like literally just like a room. This is the room that I'm in. There's a bathroom. There's a room to sleep and a closet. And it had a TV, it had a private bathroom, it had a private room with television, it had a bed. It was actually pretty nice. That's where I was when I first got there. Then after that, they moved me up to the ward for people that actually gave birth, which the setup was pretty much the same too. You're like in a private room, private bathroom. It was cool. Like the bathroom had the bathtub, the shower, you could take showers, hot water. Your girl needs to take a shower, hot water. So that was like super important to me. Although the first room that I stayed at, when I went to go take a shower, there wasn't any hot water, but the girl who worked there did everything that she had to do to make sure that I got hot water, which is why they get an A+ from me, because my girl went over and beyond to make sure that I had hot water to take a shower. And they were pretty adamant about me taking a shower. I don't know, maybe I was just stink, but I literally had no energy to take a shower, but they were like, no, you need to go take a shower. Go take a shower. They were so cool, so amazing. We had just given birth like yesterday, and I had to have a C-section. My choice actually, but I'm literally in the room with my daughter. Ooh, I'm supposed to be walking. They want me to do a lot of walking, but it's so hard. But the hospital gave me this goodie. Not sure what it is, but let's see. So they gave me this little baby oil powder and baby lotion. A whole bunch of pamphlets. More pamphlets. Baby wipes. A coupon. Yeah, I need to stick this on my car because these drivers in Panama be acting crazy. So this is definitely useful. Baby on board sign. Let's hope they even pay attention to that. Some bio oil. I'm gonna use this on my stomach. And nipple cream. So yeah, that was super cute and super thoughtful of them. I've been here for 24 hours since delivery. They told me I have to be here for 3 days technically, so it's already 24 hours. I probably won't be leaving until Friday, but it is what it is, right? Guys, I'm so hungry and I'm not trying to eat the hospital food. Hospital food is not what's up. Anyway, that's that. Let me charge my phone because I just got an alert saying that my battery is low. So I'll be back, guys. Okay, after I had the baby, I was in the OR. I was fully up. Okay, I know exactly what's going on. They actually gave me like a block, so I didn't feel the pain. The only thing that I did feel was like pulling and tugging, which they did tell me that I would feel like pressure, but nothing too crazy. And then after my baby came out with a full head of hair and I started crying because I'm just like, oh my God, this is the person that I've been waiting to see all these months and she's finally here. It was kind of like emotional. It was super emotional. Like your girl was crying, okay? I was in tears. And then after that, the anesthesiologist just told me that I was gonna be really sleepy and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was kind of scared to close my eyes. But then when I asked her, I was like, can I go to sleep now? Because I was so tired. She said yes. I was knocked out. Next thing you know, I was in like recovery and I didn't actually feel any pain. Compared to when the first C-section, as soon as I came out of recovery, I felt pain. Like I couldn't cough because it hurt. Everything hurt, like me sneezing, me coughing, me drinking, everything hurt. This time around, I didn't feel any pain. I don't know what they did differently, but I had told my doctor, I was like, listen, the reason why I don't want to have a C-section is because it was a traumatizing experience for me. I was in a lot of pain. It was extremely painful, like, and I didn't want to go through that again. And she assured me, she's like, trust me, you're not going to feel any pain. You're not going to be in pain. Just trust me. And she kept her end of the bargain, and I appreciate that. I mean, I did feel pain like after a while, like during my recovery process, but I definitely did not feel pain while I was at the hospital. It wasn't anything that was super unbearable. So then, guys, like after the baby comes out, I still look like I was pregnant. My stomach was freaking huge. So guys, baby is finally here. 3 days. I still look pregnant. But I noticed that my pregnancy mass, the darkness is going away. But I still have a belly bump. And I mean, I know I knew my stomach wasn't gonna be flat right away. But I was just like, why is my stomach so big like this? I don't understand, okay, why? Why is my stomach still looking like I was 10 months pregnant? Like, yeah. But for the most part, guys, my experience at Punta Pacifica Hospital was A1. As far as my child's birth certificate, I don't even know if I should even go into details with this, okay? If your baby daddy's there or your husband or whoever's there while you're giving birth, you guys can fill out, they'll do everything for you. But because in my situation, I had to wait for him to come, we ended up having to go back to the hospital a week after for him to fill out the birth certificate and to put his name down. If you are an expat, I will do another video on how to register your child. If you ever have a child here in the States, it's pretty simple, but I do want to give you some warnings on what you should look out for, which I'm going to do in the next video because I don't want to make this video too long. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video.